let's put this kit together and see how it looks with the inner frame. First, I'm going to put this part here for the leg. And this one here. Open that up a bit. Give me a second. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Okay, that's good. For the arms. Oh. Put that in. Okay. All right. Now we have the head. There we go. Now we put this one here together. I think that's right. Okay. Let me just adjust this a bit. And position it just right. I have to admit, this looks stupid. I don't know if I did something wrong, but this, to hold it up there, obviously that's not meant to be. What's meant to be is to take this, transform it, and remove that spine. I guess that's how it is. Let me review the manual, because wow. Let me see here. No, the spine does go there. Because as I'm looking at here on page 24, because remember, there's that spine part, and then you have the transformation of the core fighter, which, let me transform it. Let me get to that page. Alright, so clearly we're not going to put no wheels on this. But according to this, this gets to be turned, right? Then we turn this like that. And then we bring... How is this? I think like this part, and then we get to pull that out, bring this like this, until it's like that. Then you bring that like that around. Okay. Then collapse that in. I'm afraid to break it. So that one, whoa. You know what? Oh, I think you gotta go that way. Oh no. Is it that way? Am I seeing it right? Or no, they have to go like that. bend it down until it's like that. And okay, I see what's going on. There are notches here, which quite frankly, I may have made a mistake. Let me see if I do that. Oh, I see. I had it right the first time, I just didn't know how to do. There are notches here where you can clamp that on together like so. So it looks like that. Okay, now I understand. Yeah. Okay. I'm kind of like biting my tongue here. I'm gonna say something, but not right now. So if I go back to this and remove this, supposedly this slides in through here. Like that. Then you take this, put it like that. There we go. Now this is a little bit more presentable, acceptable, whatever the hell it is, but I am not liking it. Because I was under the impression that that thing was going to like... You know what? In all due fairness, I only watched the narrative movie once, and I said I should watch it again as a bit of a refresher. To understand how the mechanics of the narrative is. It's a weird looking type Gundam because obviously it's more reduced, it's more bottom heavy, more bottom wide, you could say. While even though there's no armor on the top of it, which would probably balance out, it's when it's transformed into I guess this mode right here that shows its true looking potential. This one obviously is more reduced and it's turned off, but that whole inner frame gimmick, the whole core fighter gimmick kind of takes it out of me for whatever reason. It's not something that I don't know. It's me. Is it me, or is it? It's not one of my favorite parts of the build. It doesn't feel right at all. But this is how it is. This is how it's constructed, and this is how it looks. Now I have a ton of other parts here. We have the parts that makes up the beam rifle and the shield. These are the blue parts for the detail of the blue. Here are the remaining white parts for the white armor. There are extra gray parts here because I haven't even built the backpack nor the nor other stuff. Here's the other gray parts which is falling off, which is supposed to be the deactivated parts. But then if you want to activate the activated parts, you have the clear parts right there. Here are the other light gray parts for the trim, and then we have the leftover yellow and red for this. And for you guys to get a better understanding of how this kit looks, here is the Full Mechanics aerial, which is a pretty big kit, of course, but not big enough. And then, of course, the the master grade GM cannon. Very nice, very nice. Okay. I like it. It's good. I gotta finish it, of course. Let me take some pictures to get a sense of how it is. And then we're going to begin taking the whole thing apart, but the inner frame will be by itself, of course, which now I got to plan away and find out what to do, and then begin the painting process of this kit. So before we move on to the next stage of me taking the kit apart and getting ready it for painting, I wanted to talk about this. These are the deactivated plating, and these are the activated plating. Obviously, it's clear. Now, I always did like this. I actually wanted to put this one on more than I want to put this one on. And one thing that I was a bit annoyed, I want to touch upon this, that this is more, not as streamlined as I remembered when you built the original, what do you call it, the original RX-78, the Unicorn. The Unicorn, you can transform it a bit. It is a bit of a challenge, and I believe you have to replace the V-fin, the horn on the Unicorn with the standard fin, so that way you can, make it look like the destroy version of it. This one, on the other hand, is a little different, where certain parts you do have to remove to replace, and yes, parts forming. It's not built in. That's understandable. I get it. That is part of the gimmick. It is an annoying gimmick, but it's part of the gimmick. My personal, opinion on that. And I'm more in line with working with this and not with this. But somebody brought up an interesting idea, or not an idea. Somebody was sent a message to me on one of my previous videos, which I try to respond to everyone's comments. Thank you for your comments, of course. If you have a comment for this, I can't wait to hear your comments. But the comment was that he wanted to get this kit. I think he did, but he was hoping to wait until, there's a P-Bandai version of this kit where these are not red, but they're blue, like the, when they're, I wish I had a blue color tone here, which I could show as an example, but it's in, when it's illuminating blue. And quite honestly, I don't remember the episode, or I'm sorry, not the episode, the scene in the movie where, the plating turns a different color tone. I could probably pretty much go online and look up the scene with the narrative, going, I don't know, Super Saiyan or whatever. And that kind of like, I said to myself, well, if that's, okay, that's good. You could probably take these platings and painted the blue tone color. And that way you have that's that next level where the narrative goes becomes very powerful. I should have done my research and looked at this. So there's a possibility that we may see a P-Bandai version of the C-Pack, same kit, but instead of this color, it will be a clear blue tone. Or, if you have this kit, you can take these platings and paint it metallic blue to simulate that. Or, it would have to be a more, obviously it's not clear parts, but, and I had and this is where I'm coming with, I'll tell you in a minute. You can, with different type of shading of paint, with maybe like white with a little bit of edges of blue, it could simulate, like a bright, bluish tone, illuminating, becoming powerful. That is an idea. But I had another crazy idea. If you had resin products, like clear resin, you make molds of these parts. You make molds of each and every one, and then you cast them in clear in clear, or if you have the resin and drops of paint, clear blue, and then replace that with, put that. The only difference is though that these platings are solid, while these parts, like this one here, you have some detail there. So you would have to probably cut these off and make the mold of this, and then remold and then recast them as a blue tone color. Something that, if anybody is more experienced than me. But that's an idea for anybody to try. But I'm just going to do it the way it is. I'm not going to paint it blue. I actually want to paint it like a darker tone color. Because I still need to figure out the color with that guy. Because there's so many layers of charcoal there that it's, weird. And I want to do something right. That's why I'm still looking at my Vic paints again and finding out what to use. And going back to the blue thing, I mean, I do have some blue. I have this Flanker Ice blue color tone, which can simulate. It has a very, very nice tone, as you can see there. Maybe I could do that. I don't know. I'm trying to decide whether I want to do that or not. But then here's where the rub is. I can take that apart and put it on, and then put this back on, because I rather like this one better than this. It's a tough choice. It's a tough gig. But we will cover both ends and see how it looks. Again, let me begin. I still have parts to clean up and file down, sand down, and then we'll move on to the next stage of painting. And priming first, which I do have the Vic Hobby paints. I gotta test this out and see how it looks, how it works on these parts.